What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today we are going to be talking about Euro 2020. We are going to be running through our predictions as to who is going to get out of what group, who is going to face who in the knockout stages, and ultimately I will be predicting who I think will be winning the tournament. So without any further ado, guys, let's get into things. So guys, starting things off, we are over on the UEFA.com website. Obviously, we are here to predict our winners from each group to start things off. In Group A, who do I think will win the group? I think it will be Italy to start with. Can I not move these around? There we go. I think it will be Italy. Obviously, this group is what kicks off the tournament. I believe it's Italy versus Turkey, which is the first game later this week. I think Italy will win the group, and I think Switzerland will come second. I think Turkey will come third, and unfortunately, that means Wales will come bottom of the group. I will leave a link to this down below in the description, so you guys can go over to the website and check it out yourselves and ultimately crown your winner of the tournament, and you can let me know what you do and let me know who you pick. So we move on to Group B. Russia, Belgium, Denmark and Finland. Well, to me, there's one real winner here, and I think that will be Belgium. I think they will go through comfortably at the top of the group. I can see Belgium beating all three of these sides. In terms of Group A, I didn't really cover this. I think Italy will beat all of these. I think Switzerland will beat Turkey and Wales, and I think Turkey will beat Wales ultimately, with Wales finishing at the bottom. Wales do have an opportunity to kind of disrupt things in that group, but I don't personally see it happening. In this group, for some reason, I have a feeling about Russia, so I'm going to put Russia in second. Denmark will go into third, and then obviously Finland complete that group. So then, guys, moving on to Group C, I have the Netherlands top in this group with Ukraine in second, Austria in third, and then North Macedonia in fourth. I think even without Virgil van Dijk, Holland have enough in the tank to get out of this group, and not only get out of this group in top. I think Ukraine, with Shevchenko as their manager, I think they are definitely a team to watch out for. I think they could well be a threat. I'm very torn between these two, actually. Despite, I think, the Netherlands having what it takes to top the group, I think Ukraine will offer some stern opposition. Same with Austria. Austria don't necessarily have as many of the players as you would expect to sort of get the job done. Obviously, having played England the other day in a friendly with that finishing 1-0. They have some players, a lot of them play in the Bundesliga. I just think Ukraine and the Netherlands have a little bit more in the tank. So we are moving on to Group D. I need to be careful as to where my head is placed here. And this is what we have. So I think England are going to top the group, so we will pop England in as top. I think Croatia are going to finish second. I think the Czech Republic are going to finish third. And I think Scotland, unfortunately, are going to finish bottom of the group. I think, touch wood, this should be a relatively straightforward group for pretty much everybody. I think England draw with Croatia, win the other two games. I think Croatia obviously draw with England, win the other two games, and I think England will go through on goal difference, go through top on goal difference. Sorry, Czech Republic. Okay, I personally don't see Scotland doing anything this tournament, unfortunately. Max, if you're watching this video, Max from my Twitch chat or Discord, sorry, dude. I can't see it happening. Moving on to Group E, we have Viva la España at the top. And then, to be honest, I don't know enough about either of these two teams to kind of say who I think is going to come second or who I think is going to come third. I'm going to put Poland second, Sweden third, and Slovakia in fourth. I can't really name any Slovakian players other than Handanovic. I think he's Slovakian, and Marek Hamsik, so yeah. And I'm just putting Poland second just for the sheer Lewandowski factor. Now you have Group F, which in my opinion is the group of death. This is a horrendous group. There is so much talent in a lot of these teams. Sorry, Hungary, you're going bottom. Dominik Szoboszlai, I think he's a very good player. But you've just been super unlucky with the group. I think if Hungary were in some of these other groups, I think they would have a chance of getting through to the knockout stages, but unfortunately, I just don't see it. For me, they under-deliver all the time. I'm going to put Portugal in third. I think Germany are going to come second, and I think France are going to come top. But this is very interesting because now we move into the section where you have the best four third place teams. So as you can see, I'm just going to move it up here. Predict the four best third place teams. The four with the most points will progress to the knockout stages. So now it's not about who they are, it's about how many points they score and how open I see these groups being. Turkey, I actually think they can get some points in Group A. Denmark, I think, again, could get some points in Group B. Same with Austria here. And same with the Czech. There's so many of these groups that I think are open. And I actually think Portugal aren't going to qualify out of the group. I think France dominate everybody and beat everybody. I think Germany beat Portugal and Hungary. And I think Portugal only beat Hungary. So that would leave them on 3 points. In this group, I think it's much more open. So I'm going to back Sweden to go through. In this group, I think the Czech Republic, not as much for me. I think Austria beat North Macedonia. I think they could potentially take a point off of Ukraine or the Netherlands. So I'm going to put Austria through as well. As I said, I think Turkey will get more than 3 points, which I think will secure them pathway through. And then in this group, I think Denmark get 3 points against Finland and maybe some more against Russia, Belgium. I honestly cannot see Portugal getting more than 3 points in this tournament. So I'm going to have to put Denmark here. Denmark, I'm honestly between Denmark and the Czech Republic. Let's go with Denmark. Let's go with Denmark. So we are nearly there. Now it is time to predict the knockout stages. We click the continue button and this is the bracket then. So Belgium versus Turkey, for me, absolute no-brainer. Through go Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, etc. Genuinely, I think this is going to be a ridiculous game. Italy versus Ukraine as it would be. Personally, I think Italy have enough to get it done, but I don't think this will be an easy game by any stretch. I think there's plenty of people out there undervaluing Ukraine, especially under Shevchenko. They're very good, but I do think Italy have enough to nudge this tie. So moving down, France versus Austria, no comparison if you ask me. France go through relatively comfortably. Croatia versus Poland. Again, I think this is a tight one, and I think ultimately Croatia have enough to do it for me. Spain versus Denmark, I think regardless of whether or not they've picked Ramos and some of the others, I think Spain have too much in their squad, so they will knock out Denmark. England versus Germany, hey? The old derby, the old rivals. Watch Phil Foden do a madness in this game. That's all I'm going to say. I think England go through against Germany. It's going to be a hard-fought game, obviously. Maybe this time we can actually have things go our way. Now VAR's in place. No Frank Lampard beating Neuer and not having the goal stand. Netherlands versus Sweden. I think Holland, again, as I've said, have kind of got enough to get this. They've had a relatively easy path of it thus far. And then Switzerland versus Russia. And this is where I don't understand why I have this fascination, and I think they're going to go to the quarters. I'm going to put Russia through. Let me know in the comments down below what you would do in your predictions. But that is a round of 16. So Belgium versus Italy into the quarterfinals then. And do you know what? I think there's going to be an upset here. I think Italy are going to sneak their way through past Belgium. I don't know what it is with Belgium, whether it's some of the players, like obviously we've seen Kevin De Bruyne didn't necessarily have the best Champions League final. He's had a fantastic season, but not necessarily the best Champions League final. I think Italy will be very frustrating to play against. And for some reason, I just don't really back Roberto Martinez as the Belgian manager. So I'm going to select Italy to win this quarter-final. I think France have too much and will just blow away Croatia. Barring any massive injuries, I think France are absolute massive pre-tournament favourites. So we'll send France through. England versus Spain. You know what? I've just got a feeling about this England squad. I know recently there's a couple of injuries, like Trent's withdrew from the squad. Obviously, we're not too sure at the time of recording this about the fitness of Jordan Henderson, Maguire, that sort of thing. But I think our attacking players that we have just add that little bit extra. Some of the dynamic players like Mason Mount and stuff in midfield, I just think we've got what it takes. So I'm going to send England through to the semi-finals. And then Netherlands versus Russia. This is where I think my Russian fairy tale ends. I think Holland do have enough quality again to see off Russia. I think certain people will be happy that Russia would make it to the quarterfinals, but that is where I'm going to leave it there. So we move into the semi-finals and top half of the bracket. We have Italy versus France. I see this one going all the way to extra time and potentially to penalties. For some reason, I can already see someone like 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 doing the business here for some reason. I don't know why I've got that thought in my mind. I think this will go the distance, maybe definitely extra time, I reckon, maybe to penalties. But for me, my winner in that tie is going to be France. In the other semi-final then, we have England versus Holland. And again, I just think we're too good. This may be complete bias, but I just think England have something about them. Southgate, whilst not necessarily playing the most entertaining football, does get things done. I think England win this in 90 minutes and go through to the final of the Euros. However, I don't think it's coming home. I cannot overlook France, the depth, the power, the ability in their squad. So my winner, the Euro 2020, is France. So then guys, that is my predictions for the Euros. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I do think England can get through to the final, but I just can't overlook the power of France. I think they've just got too many players, too much ability, and I think ultimately France will be the winners of the tournament. I'm going to flash up the knockout bracket now as I see it, and I think, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm being wildly ridiculous in some of my predictions. If you think that Portugal will get through the group, for instance, do let me know down in the comment section below. If you do think that I'm favouring someone like Russia and Russia have got no shot at getting through to the quarters, do let me know down in the comments. And please do let me know who you think is going to win the tournament overall. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed this little predictions video, drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here for daily football related videos. But that's where I'm going to leave things. Let's enjoy the Euros, and fingers crossed my predictions aren't correct and England can bring a trophy home finally.